In this question, we are given the midpoint of a rod of length b slides on a curve y equals a quarter x squared. What does this word slide mean? In such a way that the rod is always a tangent. Okay, I think I understand what it's saying. So let's draw this curve. This. In fact, let me extend this down a little bit further. And what was it? Y equals, it was a quarter x, wasn't it? So x and y equals a quarter x squared, sorry. And then we have a point. And then we have a rod of length b, and the midpoint slides there, so that's b, and that's b. Sorry, length 2b, so each half of it is b. Right. Show that the curve traced out by one end of the rod can be written in this form. Okie doke. So we notice that it's parameterized, and the parameter is theta. Okay. So let's assume for a second that the theta is going to have something to do with the angle of the rod, right? I think that's the safe assumption to make to begin with. Because otherwise, why use theta in the first place? Why not use t or another variable? So let's assume for a second that it's going to have something to do with this. Dy by dx of the curve is equal to 2x over 4, so it's equal to half x. And what's the relationship between between a triangle like this? So this is theta. So this is sine theta, and this is cos theta, if this is 1, right? So that means that the gradient, which is rise over... Oh, of course, it's tan theta. Yeah, that's just tan theta. Yeah, of course, I don't know why I've written this triangle. Of course, it's just tan theta. The gradient of this is tan theta, right? The gradient of this triangle, and therefore the gradient of this is tan theta. So tan theta must equal a half x. So x must be equal to 2 tan theta. That's at this point here. Yeah, does that make sense? Okay, it's a good start because we've got a 2 tan theta here. So now we need to, which is it? It's minus b cos theta. So minus is going to be in this direction. And we have another triangle like this with a b here and a theta here. So this is just this triangle here. And we want to know what the x coordinate of this bit goes to. So this is b cos theta here. So the x coordinate of this part here at the end of the rod is 2 tan theta, which takes us in the middle, minus b cos theta, which hopefully is the answer. So let's find out what the y coordinate is. So to find out the y coordinate at the point of the tangent, we simply put x is tan theta into our original equation. So what is it? Y equals a quarter x squared. So if we put 2 tan theta in that, we get tan squared theta over 2. Sorry, no, we get tan squared theta. Yeah, tan squared theta. And then we're going down, so this is b sine theta here. So our y is tan squared theta minus b sine theta. Okay, does that all make sense? So let me explain again. So the first thing that I did was I differentiated my curve to give me a half x over here. Put a little 1 next to it. I did in red. Right? Differentiated it. I then thought that the theta value in the answer must have something to do with the angle of the tangent, because otherwise why call it theta? That was my idea. And then I realized that the angle, if that's theta, the gradient would be tan theta, right? So that was step 2, was to figure out that the gradient is tan theta. The next thing I did is realize that is that the tangent is now 2 things. It's tan theta and it's also a half theta. So these 2 things must be equal. There's only one gradient, so they must be the same thing. So that gave me a value of x. And that value of x is the x value here, right? Because it's the value of x that makes the gradient tan theta. And then I looked at the answer and it said minus b cos theta, so I realized that we were talking about this end here. So all I have to do then is take away b cos theta. So this is our 4th bit. And that gives me the whole x, the whole value of x. So it's 2 tan theta minus b cos theta. And then number 5, I figured out what y was in terms of theta by putting my x in. And then I just took off b sine theta, so the same same as I did with the b cos theta. Okay, and that's the answer. Hopefully all that makes sense.